Stop scrolling. Just a second. This video will be shadow banned. I'm a content creator and I know what I'm talking about. If this video reaches you, please make sure to share it before it's taken down. I'm here in Lebanon and what's happening isn't spoken about. You want to know why? Because those who control the narrative don't want you to know the truth. Any content about Lebanon is either being deleted, blocked, shadow banned, taken down. Yes, exactly what happened in Gaza. I'm going now to give my testimony from Lebanon before I leave. And by leave, I mean the country or the world, whichever happens first. What you hear in the news is that Israel is launching limited ground invasion to defend its borders and protect it from terrorist attacks. Let me tell you how does that translate on the ground, and I'm here in the capital, Beirut, nearly 200 miles away from the south. Every day we wake up to airstrikes. Why? Because terrorists are everywhere? That's what they tell you. But civilians and children die in these airstrikes. And they like to do their airstrikes at night to terrify people and children while they're sleeping. The first thing I smell and see from the balcony when I wake up is plumes of smoke from the overnight airstrikes. And you know what we hear? Besides the terrifying explosions, we hear insistent buzzing sound of drones watching us 24/7. There is nowhere you can go to escape these buzzing sounds. Imagine hearing non-stop zzz sound all the time. And by the way, that's been happening in Gaza for the longest time. Also, we hear the amazing sonic booms by Israeli jets almost on a daily basis to terrify civilians. And it happens when an Israeli jet breaks the sound barrier, creating the sound of explosion. So this is not a real explosion, it's an illusion of explosion, which is part of the psychological warfare. All of that and what you get in the news is that it's not an attack against the Lebanese.
I have a message for the people of Lebanon. Israel's war is not with you. It's with Hezbollah.
Now they announced they got the heads of all the bad guys.
We've degraded Hezbollah's capabilities. We took out thousands of terrorists, including Nasrallah himself, and Nasrallah's replacement, and the replacement of his replacement.
Yep, that's true, they did. And as a collateral damage, they leveled an entire neighborhood in the capital and turned it into a ghost town because there were few bad guys over there. Okay, they killed and displaced civilians as a result, but at the end of the day they did, right? So why are they still bombing every day and every night? 80 tons of explosives were thrown over here in Dahya, the southern suburb of Beirut, in one of the most awful evenings in my whole life. And this was done by bunker buster bombs sent by the US, thrown by American jets. Dear taxpayer, your money is being used to kill our people. In the news, you hear this.
We ask residents of Lebanese villages to pay attention to the message and warning published by the IDF and heed them.
Me being in the ground, I'll tell you, there are no warnings ahead, no precise strike. They hit the main road leading to the airport, planned border crossing, destroyed 20 villages in the south entirely, if not more. At the time of recording, killed more than 2,500 civilians, displaced more than 1 million. Not just that, people evacuating from the south to the north, as they've been told, were chased down and killed, mostly women. They tell you they warn people in advance.
Immediately move out of harm's way for their own safety.
Okay, let me translate his amazing speech. Everywhere in Lebanon is harm's way, so expect to be killed anywhere, anytime. They bombed hospitals, health facilities, mosques, residential buildings, and turned them into rubble. They bombed central Beirut, only a few steps away from the parliament and prime minister's office, breaching international law and violating Lebanon's sovereignty and territorial integrity. If it's a war on terror, as the media tells us, why did they raise the Israeli flag on the Lebanese soil when they entered the south? And if it's a war against terror again, and they are doing targeted precise attacks as they say, why did the US tell its citizens to leave Lebanon now? Seems to me like some lives matter and some don't. It's not just like they asked their citizens to leave Lebanon now. They let them leave and provide bombs and weapons to Israel to bomb the country. Lebanon is not my country, but I happen to be here during this very difficult time. I thought I should give my testimony to the world because people should know. The please help me spread the word of what's happening here in Lebanon, because any content about Lebanon now is being shadow banned. The voices from the ground are not reaching you.